I straight up look naked. Oh dear. I promise I'm not. We might just need to hoist that one up just a little bit. Mama needs her monetization. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, then welcome. I would love it if you would consider subscribing. Today we're going to be talking about eyeshadow palette packaging that I don't enjoy. I did a video recently on palette packaging that I love, and this is going to be the flip side. This is not to say that these are necessarily bad palettes. The shadows themselves are an entirely different beast, but the outer packaging in which they're housed, there could have been some improvements, in my opinion. That is what it comes down to, just my opinion. Also, I have a very strong opinion that I need a haircut. COVID hair is catching up with me. Not had it cut since February, I believe, and it's starting to show. Hairdressers are open around here. Still a little sketchy about it, so we'll see. That works in a pinch. Okay, let's dive into it. Is there a lot? There's really not that many to talk about. There really aren't. I'm fairly good at decluttering stuff, but like I said, most of these palettes I enjoy the shadows that are inside. It's just their outer packaging that gives my eye a little bit of a twitch. We can get rid of 3 of them right off the top of the bat. The top of the bat? Right off of the bat, right off the top. Top of the bat works. Huda Beauty. You'll see a recurring theme here. There's one. There's 2. And there's a 3rd one. What do we notice about all 3? Little Miss Huda's face. Unnecessary. It's not that it's not an attractive face to look at. It's not that she doesn't have good makeup skills. It's just that it's unnecessary. I don't need to see your face. This just looks like a promo pic to me. Like, this looks like it would have been a promotional poster at Sephora. I don't need it on the palette. And in fact, I know she doesn't need it because this is the new Nudes palette. Hold. This is the Nude mini palette, and it is way nicer packaging. And you will notice that there is not a face to be had on it. This is actually really rather pretty. I like the color. I like that it just has the name of the palette on it. I like that Huda Beauty takes a sidestep to the actual name of the palette, I guess. The same could be said for these. Well, with the exception of Rose Gold Remastered. Like, Huda Beauty is like right front and center, not only her face, but like the brand name there, and then that itty bitty writing right there is the name of the palette. Does that hold true over here as well? Yeah, pretty much. Huda Beauty is in much larger font than Mercury Retrograde. Anyways, the whole point is that she can do nice packaging. And this is necessarily terrible, horrible, awful packaging. It's a little off-putting to my sensibilities. This one doesn't bother me so much. This one kind of does, to be honest. It could have gone a different direction, but this one, for sure, the Mercury Retrograde, I mean, I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't really know what in the hell Mercury Retrograde is, except that people seem to use it as an excuse for pretty much everything. Was it the ABH thing where they were like, sorry, we don't make business decisions when Mercury's in retrograde? Can I try that in my career? Could you imagine? I go into court and I'm like, Your Honor, we're not prepared to settle today because Mercury's in retrograde. We'll have to come back later. I would be held in contempt. Anyways, this. It could have been really cool packaging. Even the story, like the color story inside, is really pretty. I actually really enjoy this palette. It wasn't without some critique on my part, but I really hate the packaging on this one. Like, I really hate the packaging on this one. Like, she's got like this weird moon thing in front. Honestly, she should have consulted with Lunar Beauty because they would have pointed her in the right direction. Manny could have done an excellent job with this packaging. Huda dropped the ball. Okay, moving on from there. Let's see, I need to find room. Here we go. Okay, This one should come as no surprise for anybody who's watched any video of mine in which I mention it. I don't even want to touch it, but I have to in order to pick it up because my Wingardium Leviosa spell just does not work. This thing. The 420 palette from Melt. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Like, I really like the colors. I love the color story. It is such a pain in the butt to work with, unfortunately. It's just not a great palette. It's very disappointing that it's not, because this color story is like, yes please, like yes please. But the shadow quality, not so great, not so great. And the packaging. Okay, so it is like, can you see the little leaves moving around here? It's like that 3D. They used to make like stickers and notebooks and shit like this back in like the dinosaur days when they were roaming the earth and I was in school. Can we do this a different way? I don't want to do it. I just don't. Oh, that's not much better. I can feel the vibration through this. Oh, and it's all along the back and along the side. I can't escape it. The only place where it's not is along these very edges here. Oh god, I hate the feel of it. Oh god, it gives me actual shivers. Like, I feel like I'm being super dramatic about it, but it's worse than nails on a chalkboard for me. Like, I just cannot abide that, to the point where I think I might just take like clear tape, like packing tape, and just cover it, because I cannot. Could I depot this? Possibly. I don't know. These shadows are super fragile. If anybody has depotted any of these Melt palettes, let me know if you had success with it, or if it's like a super high risk maneuver, because these shadows tend to be very crumbly. And I don't necessarily want to destroy it. As much of a pain in the ass as it is to work with, it is workable. It's just, you have to work. I don't want to destroy it, but it just like, whoa. Oh god, I hate that packaging. Okay. I should have mentioned this palette before the 420 because it kind of goes along with the Huda Beauty theme. And it was this palette here. This was from KVD Beauty. No, it was from Kat Von D Beauty. Whatever the, Jesus. What is the difference between them now? It was Kat Von D Beauty and now it's KVD Vegan Beauty. I'm still so confused about that. Like, if you're gonna rebrand, then fucking go balls to the wall and rebrand. Anyways, this was from a while ago. This was before, let's be clear, this was before she made the statements about not vaccinating her child. I bought this. Love the color story. Like, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. These shadows work really nicely. I haven't used this in a while, but I do recall really enjoying this. And this is no shade to Divine. I'm honestly not familiar with Divine at all, but I really don't like this particular picture. Like, I think it's just the wide eyes. Like, it just looks like an inappropriate moment was caught. Like, it's alarming, and it alarms me every time I see it. And I just, also it's kind of like those eyes that follow everywhere you go, which is also a little off-putting. Let's not put eyes on eyeshadow palettes. We know where the eyeshadow is meant to go. We don't need that visual cue. ABH and their fucking suede packaging. Who decided that that was a good idea? Who was like, hey, I know, it's powder that kicks up. Let's make it in the material that they'll never be able to clean, just for shits and giggles. And then somebody approved it like multiple times over, because I've got 4 palettes covered in this shit. Why? Who thought that was a good idea? Clearly somebody who's never used makeup ever. It makes absolutely 0 sense whatsoever. It's filthy. I dislike that. I like the palette. I dislike the outer packaging. Let my feelings be known. All right, let's switch gears and talk about 2 palettes in particular that, given the brand that they're coming from and given the price point that that brand typically charges, I expected so much more from the packaging. So first up is from Natasha Denona, and this is one of her full-sized 5-pan palettes. This one is number 7. I always get confused because it says eyeshadow palette 5, palette 7. Like, what? It is number 7. Again, shades, very pretty. I do have a hard time using this one just on its own, but as a companion to other shades, stunning, beautiful, gorgeous, love the shadows. Also, I have developed this habit of doing this in like the last week, and I don't know why. Don't know when I started, I don't know how to stop. There it is. I have the feeling that, like, is it England where this is like, you're an asshole? That's not what I mean. It's just like a hand tick that I've developed. Anyways, what is this? Why? Why is this so big, this white bit here? It looks like it's meant to hold a brush, because also there is a groove. Did it hold a brush? Maybe it did, but I've had this for so long that I don't remember. Did these come with a brush? I don't recall them coming with a brush, but like, why is there that little trough then? Like, why is there a brush-shaped groove? This takes me back to the whole Jouer lip package product thing. What? This takes me back to the whole Jouer packaging of their lip products. There's the words. It just doesn't make sense to me, and therefore it irritates me. Also, just the fact that it's like so cheap looking. Like, by comparison, here's an e.l.f., whatever the hell these things are called, the little mini, whatever, these little tiny palettes. I think I paid like $3 for this, and frankly, if the camera would focus, that'd be fantastic. Frankly, I like this packaging better than this because there's less wasted space. Okay, the other brand is Pat McGrath. Known, renowned even, for having amazing packaging. Until they came out with these palettes. What are these palettes? The Eye Ecstasy Sublime Eyeshadow Palette. This one is in Sublime, maybe? Is that what the name of it is? I don't know. I don't know how to read this. Whatever. It's this one. They had a more colorful one, and then they had a more neutral one. This is the more neutral one. The shadows, see, there I go again. What the hell? The shadows in here, like the colors, beautiful. Again, not a standalone palette, at least for me, but very pretty selection of shades in here. What is this? Like, did Hourglass have extra ghost collection packaging and Pat was like, don't take that off your hands? Because it even feels low quality, shall we say. I don't want to say cheap, but it doesn't feel as luxe as I would expect. I cannot speak tonight. As I would expect from Pat McGrath. The eyeshadow quality is there. The price point was significantly lower than her other palettes, but step it up just a little bit, please. All right, so now we're gonna cross over into the land of palettes that are just obnoxious. Just obnoxiously large and very difficult to store. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this. It's going to become very apparent why in just one second. I was in a dark place. This is a pain in the dick to store. It truly is. These eyeballs, they stick up. So like putting something on top of it is very difficult to do. There's really, like, it's all rounded edges with the very exception of just this little part. So unless you store it upside down, like in a stand or something, you can't put it on its edge. It has to go like this. And then again, you have these freaking bug out eyes. It's a pain. Also to open it, you have to slide it and move, like it's a pain in the ass. Okay, another pain in the ass, the Burger palette from Glamlite. Again, it's domed. So like storing anything on top of it doesn't really work all that well. And it just, again, opening it, like I don't know why they bothered putting a mirror in it, because like what are you supposed, like unless you're gonna hold it like this and pick up and then go like this, like, why? There's no use for that. Also, I pointed this out before. This really has nothing to do with the packaging, except that perhaps make it so that like the oil from the shimmer shadows doesn't leak out, just for aesthetic purposes, if nothing else. It's a pain in the butt. Again, I don't mind the shadows inside, but I hate the packaging. I another Glamlite. Like, I'm sorry to pick on you, Glamlite, but like, you make really big palettes. Such as this one. Again, it's rounded edges with the exception of here. Thankfully, this is somewhat, is it magnetized? Maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong. Okay, so unless you put it in something that can hold it like this, storing it on its side doesn't make much sense. But then there's like no other option, so you have to store it flat. But like most drawers are not wide enough to hold something that's bigger than my head in it. And also even just holding it, like, I get it, like you're supposed to be able to like grip it from here, but like I can only fit 2 fingers through that. It doesn't give me an awful lot of stability. I have small hands, but I still have a hard time like fitting my fingers in here and feeling like I have any sort of control. And I feel like Glamlite has kind of wedged themselves into the pigeonhole. Like I feel like they have done so many themed releases that now they kind of, for whatever reason, feel like that's all they can do. Like I'd be surprised to see them now come out with a square or rectangular plain package, or plain palette or whatever. But like nobody needs this. It was cute at first. It really was. It was cute at first, hence I bought it. I have the pizza one as well, which is also huge and obnoxious. They all kind of live together on a bottom shelf because where else am I going to put them? But they pushed it a little bit too far. It was too much of a good thing. And now it's just kind of kitschy in my opinion, which is a shame because I think that their shadows are really, really good. They don't need this. Okay, this to me is the equivalent of Lady Gaga in a meat dress. Like it's meant to gain attention, but it's not necessary because the talent underneath is what sells the show. Does that make sense? Does that analogy work? Lady Gaga meat suit. There it is. All right, I have one more. And I kind of have a love-hate about this one because I think it's really cute, but I hate storing it. It's from Lancome. It's, I don't know what the hell it's called. Love Bites? What the hell is this called? I have no idea. What is it? Oh, 12 Shades of Love. And yet somehow it wasn't released at Valentine's Day. What? Like somebody at Lancome clearly fell asleep behind the wheel. But it's a gigantic heart. And it's cute. It reminds me of like the Valentine's Day chocolate boxes that I used to get as a kid from my dad. And it's very like serviceable. It's cute. I like it. It's fine. Not wild on the placement. I like linear things. I really do. Like give me a rectangular palette any day and I'm happy. But I can work with this. It's sectioned into little quadrants. There's only 3 of them. Triad? Fuck, I don't know. There are 3 sections of 4. And it makes it very clear, like here's an eye look, here's an eye look, here's an eye look. You can go around and do whatever you want with it, clearly, but I like the layout. It does help. It's user-friendly. I can't store it. It doesn't fit in any like palette holder that I have, so it has to sit out, and I just kind of like store it like that. So all of these kind of just live on a shelf like this on top of the pizza palette. All right, that is it. That's the video today. I'd love to hear from you in the comments if there are any palettes that you just like, you like the palette itself, but the packaging just makes you just a wee bit stabby. Also, what was I looking at declutter or depotting? Oh, the melt palette, or if you have like depotted these palettes, I would be interested in putting in the work to do that because I paid the money. I want to get use out of the shadows themselves, but I have no need for this kind of packaging in my life, and don't think I will be referring to the brand anytime soon. So there's that. Okay, that is it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Thank you for putting up with my silliness. I do appreciate it. I will see you in my next video, and until then, be a decent human being and wear a mask. And like, wear a mask voluntarily. Like, don't be that stupid person who makes a mask out of friggin' mesh and is like, I'm wearing a mask, thank you. No, we wear them because wearing is caring. Bye for now.